Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to number 2 of nail tech chats. So if you missed my last one, I think it's 2 videos back, and basically I'm going to be doing my nails whilst having the chats with you all. So I put up on Instagram a little question box for you guys to send stuff in, so literally just anything, life chats, girly chats, boy chats, literally we're just gonna chat. It's like you're at your nail appointment with me, that's the vibe. So I've one hand done the vibe. Very cute. They're kind of giving me like fruit salad vibes. I love them anyway. If you do like this video, please make sure to like and subscribe, and let's get started and let's get this hand looking like this. Someone sent in, how are you finding lockdown? I am really struggling at the moment. Being honest, I am finding this lockdown horrific. Like, horrific. I just think it's the worst one yet. I just can't shake this horrible feeling that I've had the past few weeks during this lockdown, and I think so many people are feeling the exact same way. Like, we're a year into this. Like, I think the light at the end of the tunnel seems so out of reach at the moment, and it's just really hard to kind of keep your spirits high. And you know, it's just, I find like this lockdown particularly just so exhausting. Like, exhausting. Every day is the same. It's just same shit, different day, and it's just so repetitive. Like, the days are just so repetitive. But in saying that, you know, you kind of need to hold on to the thought that even though it seems like this is going on forever, and I know we're a year into this, it isn't going to be forever. And like, the thought of all the good things that are going to happen when this lockdown is over and all the things we have to look forward to is a nice thought to hold on to. But I definitely think you're not alone in those feelings. I think a lot of people are really feeling the same way, and to anyone who is struggling with lockdown, like, your feelings are valid. Any feelings that you're feeling right now are completely okay. Like, these are such weird times. Like, when you actually think of like the past year, like, it's actually so fucked. Like, being locked in your house for the guts of a year is crazy, and how awful this virus has been. And I think there's no right or wrong way to be dealing with this. So feel your feelings. I mean, if you're fucking feeling sad and feeling down about it, go through it. Like, the worst thing you can do, I think, is trying to force yourself to be positive, because that's what I do in the past few weeks. Is instead of like allowing myself to feel a bit down and feel a bit sad over lockdown, I was just trying to push them feelings away and trying to force myself to be happy. And like, life doesn't work like that. Like, along with the highs, you need to feel the lows, and it's okay to be down sometimes. So to anyone who is struggling, like, it's okay not to be okay, and more importantly, just look after yourself. Be kind to yourself. It's okay if you're not productive every day. It's okay if you want to stay in bed all day. Like, do what you're gonna do to get through it. And also, don't be afraid to reach out and talk about it. Like, I kind of kept everything bottled in these past few weeks, and it just all poured out of me, and I had a big chat with my mom and dad, and I had a big cry, and I let it out. And you know yourself, like, even though sometimes you don't want to burden people with your feelings, there's no better feeling than getting something off your chest and just telling someone, you know, you're not okay. Like, I think a problem said out loud is a problem halved. So if anyone is struggling at the moment, like, please do not be afraid to reach out and talk about your feelings, whether that be with a family member or a friend or a helpline. Like, help is there, and it's okay. Like I said, it's okay not to be okay. It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to feel down. These are weird times, and it's very draining, and it's very overwhelming, and it's very exhausting, and it's okay not to be positive or productive or happy all the time. Got this, we'll get through it. I know it's kind of hard to be hopeful and positive, but it is going to end eventually, and we will be out of this, and life will be normal, and we'll look back in a couple of years and be like, oh my god, remember 2020, 2021? What a fucked year. What a fucked year. And we'll look back and we'll be like, ah, jeez, remember that? Remember being stuck in your house for the guts of a year? memories, and that's all it'll be memories. It'll be over and done with, and fingers crossed we will never ever ever have to live through something like this again. This is kind of another lockdown related thing. Someone said feeling very nervous about things going back to normal after lockdown. I'm so stuck in my own bubble this past year. I think a lot of people will relate to that, myself included. Like, although I want to get back to life so much, I want to get back to work, I want to be able to fucking do things, see my friends, see my family, go on night outs again, go for dinner, go for cocktails, go on a holiday. Like, I'm so looking forward to everything, but at the same time I'm like low-key nervous and a bit anxious about it too. But when you think of it, like, this past year hasn't been normal. Like, lockdown goes against everything in our human nature, you know, isolating yourself from your loved ones, your friends, your family, a lot of people being out of work. Like, a lot of people, you haven't really had much social contact with anyone in person. Everything's kind of been online and through Zooms, and I think like a lot of people will relate that it is probably going to feel a little bit weird when things do go back to normal and you're back seeing people again, or back in crowds, or back in busy places, because it's been so weird to you for these past few months. But yeah, I feel that too. Like, I am a little bit nervous about like things going back. Like you said, I've been in my own little bubble, but you know, a lot of people are probably feeling the same. And I say, when things do go back, and once you start meeting up with people again, and you know, just getting back in the groove of normal life, like, I'm sure these feelings will just shift away. Like, I think it is kind of in our heads a lot though, you know, that anxiety about it all, because it just seems such a weird concept. But I say, once we get back in the groove of things, it will just feel so normal again. Somebody asked, how do you find your style? I'm struggling so much to find what I like and how I want to dress. So I actually get asked this quite a bit, and like, I think I've really only found my style kind of in the past year or so. Like, I think I always kind of had my own little style, but I think I never really had like the full confidence to like wear what I want to wear, and I was always kind of like a little bit not afraid, but like, I wasn't very sure of myself. So I think I wasn't very sure of my style. But one thing that I will say that like really helped me kind of find my style was just figuring out like what I like, and like what I like on me, like what makes me feel confident, what makes me feel good in myself. And I think that's a good like starting point. Like, what do you like, what clothes do you put on that actually make you feel good, that you like the look of on yourself, that make you feel confident? And I think start from there. Like, once you kind of figure out what you like, it's kind of easier to kind of figure out what style you kind of are. And the best place to kind of like find your style and stuff, I think it's like just getting inspiration. So download Pinterest and make a Pinterest board, some fashion inspo, like stuff that you love, that you would think, oh my god, I would love to wear something like that. And then like kind of use that as referencing when you're like shopping and stuff, because I think if you're kind of getting sure of what you want and like what your style is, when you go shopping it can be very like, fuck, where do I start? Where if you've kind of figured out your vibe and kind of gotten a bit of inspo of some outfits that you'd like to put together, or you know, some clothes that you think would really be right up your alley, it's kind of a little bit easier to like find things that are your vibe. So definitely like download Pinterest. If you're struggling with your style, download Pinterest and just save so much inspo. Like, follow people on Instagram and TikTok and stuff that you feel like, again, is your kind of vibe, because like social media is such a great way of getting inspiration, especially in the fashion world, for outfit inspo and stuff. Like, I love Pinterest for getting ideas or just getting inspired to throw together certain outfits and stuff. So that like definitely is a good way. So somebody asked, how do you find places for pictures and not pose awkwardly? So finding locations is hard, especially during this fucking lockdown, because you're not allowed to travel outside your 5k, which is a big fat inconvenience when you live in an area like I do that's not one bit at all aesthetically pleasing and doesn't have many nice buildings to get pictures in front of. So I find finding locations a bit of a struggle. I feel like in normal times it will be like a lot easier. But literally just be on the scout, like everywhere you go, like if you just see a nice looking place, like take note. I always find like good places for pictures are like car parks, or just like plain wall buildings, like, and just try to find somewhere that is like well lit, like a nice lighting that's not like too in the shade, but that's not too like directly in sunlight, because sometimes taking pictures directly in sunlight can be very harsh on your face. Coming out of lockdown, I'll find it a lot easier to try find locations, because you'll actually be able to like leave your 5k. But for not posing awkwardly, right, one thing I will say is keep moving. So when you're taking your pictures, do not stop moving. Like, don't just stand in the one pose and get whoever's taking pictures out to take 100 pictures of you in the one pose. Like, keep moving, try out different poses, even have like a photo shoot with yourself at home so you can kind of figure out your angles and like what poses you like, so that if you're doing it in front of someone else where someone else is taking your picture, you will feel like a little bit less awkward doing so. But definitely just keep moving. And as well, like, I think when you keep moving, it comes across as not as stiff in your photos, because you're moving about, and you can kind of get some really cool like candid, like, you know, like you're walking away, you're flicking your hair or something. But yeah, just move about, and definitely have a little photo shoot by yourself before you like go getting pics with someone else, because I think you just need to figure out your angles, because if you don't know your angles, you don't know what poses kind of you feel comfortable doing, that awkwardness in front of someone else is probably going to shine through in your pics. Play around, and like the more you do it, the better at it you get. But funny story, right, I'm still trying to get over my fear of taking pics in public. It makes me want to die inside every time I go to do it. Literally makes me want to die. Like, I don't know how people do it. Like, I'm realistically, at the end of the day, like, anyone walking by looking at you, they definitely don't give a fuck that you're taking pictures. It's just in your head. Anyways, I went to get pictures the other day, and the road just, of course, as soon as it started to get really busy, and there was loads of cars driving by, and I literally just went into panic mode. And Andy, my boyfriend, was taking pictures of me, and he's like, come on Leah, like, you're fine, like, stop looking around. And I was like, no, I can't do it. And he was like, Leah, yeah, just take the pictures, stop looking, no one's looking at you. And I was like, stop shouting at me. He wasn't even shouting at me. I saw anyone walking by, I was like, what are these two at me, just standing there having a pure hissy fit. Like, I made more of a scene acting that way than I would have just standing there taking pictures. But oh, the more you do it though, I feel the more like easier it gets. But taking pics in public is just an awkward thing. It is. And people will stare, but I need to like practice what I preach, because if someone acted like that in front of me, I'd be like, no one is looking at you, like, get a grip, they're not paying attention, you're never going to see them again. But like, I couldn't take my own advice at that moment in time. I literally had a meltdown. But yeah, the more you do it, the more you start taking pics and stuff, the more comfortable you get in front of the camera. It's a bit of a learning curve, a bit of a process to say the least. Someone said, boyfriend of 5 years doesn't post pics of us, should I care? Me personally, that wouldn't really bother me, being honest. Just, I think if you're like happy and content in your relationship is going well, I mean, you're together a good few years now, like, obviously things must be going good. Like, it's just social media at the end of the day. Like, if you're happy and content offline, like, it wouldn't bother me that if there wasn't a huge presence of it online. Even though it wouldn't bother me, really, I kind of would also be like, but why? You know? Show me off. Go on. I'm hot. Post a picture of me, sis. Show me to the world. But no, I don't really think you should care. It's only Instagram or social media at the end of the day. If you guys are happy out, that's what really matters. Maybe just secretly grab his phone and whack a picture up of the two of you. Say nothing. Next up, how to deal with people that are non-stop negative. They don't do nothing but put me in bad form. Honey, cut them the fuck out. Adios amigos, see you later. Like if someone is bringing you no good to your life, is so negative to be around and so negative that it's actually affecting you and putting you down, they're not worth keeping around. Like cut them off, cut ties, do yourself a favor and step away. Like protect your energy. You deserve to be around people who uplift you and make you happy and make you feel good, not people who just drain the life out of you because they're just so negative to be around. And I know it can be hard to like walk away from people, but like you gotta do what you gotta do to like protect your happiness. That be friends, family, relationships, like just fucking cut them out. Like you'll be glad you did it in the long run rather than years of keeping them around and then realising you should have done it sooner because they're no good for you. Do you know what I mean? Okay, so someone sent in, I am a Leaving Cert student and I am really worried about my future as I am so unsure what I want to do. So, girl, don't sweat it, okay? Like, if you don't know what you want to do at 17, 18, it's not the end of the world. I think there's so much pressure put on young people to know what they want to do for the rest of life, but if you don't, it's okay. You will figure it out. Like there's just so much pressure that I think you need to know what you're going to do and you need to go to college and you're going to get this job. And like, yeah, some people do leave school and know what they want to do and know what college course they want to go into and they get into their dream job, but that's not the case for everyone. Like some people, they might go from course to course until they find the one that they like, or some people might go to college at all and just work and that's the career path they want to take. Some people might work for a few years and go to education later in life because they figured out what they want to do. Like there's people who have career changes at 40, 50. Like if you don't know what you want to do at 17, 18, like it's okay. Like you have time. Like there's just, I just think there's just this whole idea like of the structure your life is meant to go, you know, you finish school and you go to college and then you get a job and like that's the way it's meant to be. And I think that idea puts so much panic into young people because when they don't know what they want to do and they don't know if they want to go to college, it's like, fuck, what am I going to do with my life? And it's okay to try things out and then not going to plan and then trying out other things. Like it's okay to have trial and error in your life. That's what life is about. It's a learning curve. Like you're not always going to know the answer to things. You will figure it out one way or another, whether you figure it out in a few months or you figure it out in a few years, you will get there eventually. What do you think about girls making the first move? I want to, but low-key scared. Sis, fucking do it. Can you not? As I was saying before I was rudely interrupted, do it. Like, fuck it and do it. Why not though? Like why should you have to wait around for someone else to make the move? Like do it. Fuck it. Put your pride aside and your scared feelings and shoot your shot, sis. Shoot your shot. Because you never know where you can end up by just going after it. So someone said to talk about social media and body image. So I know this is like a big thing that affects a lot of people and I get that. It is very easy to fall in the hole of comparing yourself to others online. I chatted a little bit about it in my first nail tech chats where I was talking about, you know, not comparing yourself to others and not comparing your looks and stuff to other people. Social media can be very toxic in the sense that people really do fall into that of comparing yourself and how you look and how your body looks in comparison to people we see online. And like one thing to just remember is like social media is real. Like pictures you see of people online are picture perfect. They're perfect angles with good lighting, posed. Do they look like that all the time? No. Do I look like my pictures all the time? No. No one does. You are seeing a perfect image of someone's life, so why compare yourself to others you see online? Like you are beautiful in your own way, in your own shape, in your own form, and so are they. Like I said in my last one, admire someone else's beauty without questioning your own. I think that's so important. Like yes, wow, their figure is gorgeous, but so is mine. Wow, their body looks beautiful, and so is yours. Somebody asked advice on starting up your own beauty business. So to give a little bit of background to me and my business, so for anyone who doesn't know, I do work full-time in normal times, obviously, for myself, doing nails and lashes from home. So I am qualified 4 years now. Wow, am I? Yeah, qualified 4 years now. So I done all my training for nails and lashes in Sue Supplies. They're in Swords in Dublin. I done my beginner acrylic course and my eyelash extension course. They are absolutely brilliant. They are just beginner courses, so you will just be learning the basics. But really great to get your qualification and kind of get your foot in the door. Yeah, I done my qualifications and I kind of practiced for a while, and then I left. I done these whilst I was in school, finished school and went and done my makeup course. So the place I actually done my makeup course, they're no longer open, but I got my qualification in that, and then I went out working full-time for myself. So I'm full-time employed, self-employed, I think 2 years now. So it's going good, and yeah, I just basically work from home, doing clients, and I absolutely love it. But some advice would be to definitely have a plan and, you know, set out a plan of where you want to go and where you want to be, and just have a bit of a structure, you know, of what kind of want to aim for with your business. You know, are you going to take the self-employed route? Are you going to, you know, go work in a salon? Or if you are taking self-employed route, like, are you going to work from home? Or are you going to try rent a space? Like, there's a lot to, you know, working in the beauty industry that I think a lot of people don't realise. Like, it's not just as easy as doing a course and that's it, get qualified and you're out the door flying. Like, it's a lot, especially being self-employed. Like, and I know a lot of people like myself, being self-employed, you're a one-man job. So like, I do everything. So, you know, it's, yeah, working a full day with clients, and then it's, you know, replying to messages and social media, and then it's booking clients in, and, you know, stock taking, accounts, the financial end of things. Like, there's a lot in it. So I definitely think like having a plan in place of where you want to go with it, what you want to do with it, is good, because it will just kind of help you keep yourself on track and keep yourself known what you need to do to get this all set up. In terms of building like your clientele and stuff, I think, do you know what, like, most of my clients honestly come from word of mouth, friend of a friend, or someone's sister recommended, or someone's neighbour recommended. Like, social media is a great thing for marketing yourself, but definitely like word of mouth is the best way to get your name around. And I think the best way to get them recommendations is just ensuring that you are providing like a high quality, good service to your clients, so that they're going to want to recommend you. So just make sure going into this that, you know, you've definitely invest in your training and definitely put the time and practice into perfecting your craft. I get it all the time, people asking, oh, how do I get good at nails, how do I get good lashes? Like, practice makes perfect. Practicing something over and over again is the only way you are going to get good at it, and it's not going to happen overnight. It is going to take time, but definitely invest that time into it and you will perfect your skills. Along, I think, with just like providing a high quality service, is just making sure like your customer care is of a high standard, and just providing like clients with an overall good experience. Like I said, I do get a lot of clients from word of mouth, but definitely social media is a big thing. If you are opening a business in this day and age and you're not using social media to your advantage, what are you doing? Social media is an amazing way to get your work out there. It's even a great way to connect with like fellow nail techs, lash techs, whoever it may be, and kind of building a nice community around you. And as well, social media is great as kind of like an online portfolio. So if you are, you know, nail tech and stuff, like make sure you're photographing your work and try to get good pictures as well. Just to have somewhere that you can showcase what you can do, because that will really make a client come to you. But more importantly, I think when starting, and any business in general, not just a beauty business, is it isn't going to happen overnight. It is going to take a bit of time, a lot of hard work, but if it's something you want to do, then it is 110% worth going after and making it happen. God, that is like the first time in forever that I've actually done my right hand. This is my bad hand, so usually it just doesn't get done, but wow, matching hands for once. My nails are literally that TikTok, you know, that one's like, this is what I asked for, the pastels, and this is what I got, because this hand's always shit. This is my good hand, this is my shit hand. Literally. Anyways guys, I'm gonna wrap this video up there. So I hope you enjoyed nail tech chats number 2, and if you did, please make sure to like and subscribe. I will also leave my Instagram and TikTok links down below if you're interested in following me over there too. And I'll see you in a few weeks for another nail tech chats video, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.